Hi everybody, it's SparkleDart. I'm back again. Do you like that intro? It was really good. I thought I worked on it really hard and I made it my own, and I really owned up to it. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for checking out SparkleDart. I'm all about intros here. That's my whole thing. Is I like to do intros, but the rest of the episode I just don't give a fuck about. So if you've noticed a sharp decline in quality over the past couple of seasons, then that's only because I have just not cared at all about doing the show after I do the intro. The intro is all I care about. If I could just do a show called SparkleDart or whatever it is, that would be the equivalent of my show, but just with intros, then I guess I would be able to die a happy man. So anyways, let's talk about the Manhattan Project. What do you think about the Manhattan Project? Do you think it was a necessary evil based off of the US government's evil arsenal of nuclear technicians? I think that it was a good idea because that gives us the upper hand on everybody. We can just flex our muscles and everybody has to like do what we say because we're the US government. Wow, I got all of them wrong. That sounds, I mean, that's exactly what I expected would happen, but anyways, I digress. Yes, anyways, people like, so the Manhattan Project was compartmentalized, which basically that means that every part of the Manhattan Project that made the whole project work out in the end was made a secret to every other department that was working on a different component of the project. And because of that, nobody who was working on the project actually knew what it was they were working on, except for the higher-ups and I guess somebody like Albert Einstein, who was in the US at the time because he was evading the German government. You dick. You dick. You're a dick, Ludwig von Koopa. You're a dick, you fucking yellow-ass Koopa. I apologize. Okay, so we're gonna start from the beginning again. Fuck. And the Manhattan Project produced two bombs called the Little Boy and the Fat Man, and the Little Boy and the Fat Man were used to bomb the countries of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan after they failed to resign from the war, even though all of our other allies or wow. Okay. Fuck it, just fuck it, okay. Japan refused to pull out of the war, even though all of our other the Axis power had already done so. They'd already pulled out of the war and made it known that they weren't going to pursue their bad habits anymore, even though some of them secretly wanted to, and Adolf Hitler, he wound up killing himself because he lost the war for whatever reason. He didn't want to get captured by the US government or something like that. I don't know exactly what it was. But if it was that, then what a coward, you know what I'm saying? We could have arrested him for war crime and then committed Harry Carey on him like what Saddam Hussein did. Somebody filmed his hanging death with a cell phone camera. And then, even though every of the Navy SEALs who killed Osama bin Laden was wearing a helmet camera, we don't have video of that. So, thank you, U.S. government, for providing us with not much, I guess, but thank you anyways for killing us with spikes and then telling us to enjoy it. It's really been a treat on my part for that to be the case. You know what? I'm gonna spend this whole video on this one level here. That's gonna be what happens. So if that is what happens, I guess just enjoy it, because you know what? I apologize for nothing. You're watching my show. I'm not watching your show. Although, hey, let me tell you what. If you have a show and you do want me to go check it out, then link me to it and I will do that. I will do exactly that, and I will check out your show and I will give you a rating, a critique between 1 and 13 on what I think of your show. So that is the SparkleDart guarantee. If you have a YouTube show such as similar to mine, then I will give you a rating or a critique on it. Several of you I've already subscribed to, so So thank you for subscribing to me, and thank you for allowing me to subscribe to you. You've got some good content. I know that a lot of people don't like to self-promote, but sometimes self-promotion is a necessary evil if you're trying to, you know, spend your time on something. You don't want to spend your whole time on something and then nothing come of it. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, like Henry Darger, he was an artist who lived in, I think, Chicago or some other Indianapolis type city, whereby he was creating art and books and shit like that. And he worked as a janitor at a hospital for several years until he died. And his family found in his home, his apartment, wherever it was that he was living at the time, a bunch of manuscripts and drawings and pieces of literature that he had written. Ah, fuck you. That's what I was hoping for. Okay. So he was a man who became notorious and well acclaimed only after he was already dead, and I can't help but think that maybe his death had something to do with him becoming an acclaimed artist or whatever it was that happened, because clearly something was going on that nobody was paying attention to him before that, and you know, that's kind of sad. You don't want to be an artist and nobody respects your work, but at the same time you have to realize that you can't create art specifically for people to respect your work or to pay you or to get money or whatever. You have to understand that, and if you don't understand that, then you will never have a hope of, like, improving as an artist. You can't hope to improve yourself as an artist or human being or whatever. You can go to art school or something like that, but art school won't teach you how to have humility. If you don't have any humility as an artist, then you have absolutely no place in the autistic world, and that's my opinion. That's what I think about having autistic abilities. And I'm not saying autistic, I'm saying artistic, and that's the difference. You know, with my shitty-ass accent that I'm putting on for the sake of comedy, you can't really tell what it is that I'm trying to say, but let me rest assured this to you, relay this information to you, that I am saying artistic and autistic, even though I've heard that there are some similarities in the past between those two things, and I've also heard that there's some similarities in the past, that there are links between schizophrenia and autistic abilities, you know what I'm saying? So they say that people who have schizophrenia see different things or whatever. Maybe these people don't actually have schizophrenia, maybe they actually just tried the drug called DMT, which I don't promote drugs on my show, except for caffeine, because that's what all the cool kids like to drink these days. They drink the Monster Energy drinks, and if you drink your Monster Energy drink, then you're a cool kid. In my book, you're a cool kid, so just know that if you want to be cool like me, you smoke cigarettes, and you drink Keystone Light, and you drink UV Blue, and Boone's Farm wine, which is basically just Italian sodas with alcohol content in them, and energy drinks, and you'll be cool as me. You'll be as cool as me, if not cooler. You might even be cooler because, you know, I'm a 42-year-old mess of a person who likes to spend all of his time drinking wine and writing reviews of old TV shows on the official websites that aren't updated anymore. Like, For Everybody Loves Raymond, I go on there and critique each episode individually, and nobody who worked on the show or who starred on the show or who even maintains the website checks it anymore. They just pay the bills because it's a Fox affiliate website, so any of those websites, it probably costs them like $10 a month for the domain name, and since Fox makes $1 billion a week, they don't really have any reason to update those websites anymore. And you can always go check out the websites and learn more about the TV shows if you want to, but honestly, if you haven't seen them already, then there's not a good chance that you're going to see them, and that's just what I think, because those shows were popular way back in the day, and if they're not still popular, then that's because they were only popular because of the time frame that they were airing in, and nice. Okay. And if they didn't catch your attention, then they'll never catch your attention. Now, I can only push Everybody Loves Raymond so far, and if I try to push any further, then you're not going to appreciate or understand it as a show, and you're going to think that I'm just like some lunatic who's talking about a show that ended like 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 8 years ago. 6 years ago, it would have been 2009. Holy shit. The Raymond show ended like 2005. I am an old fucker. You know what? I'm so fucking old. Here's a fun bit of trivia for you. Okay. Children who are born after the Unabombing in Oklahoma City are as old or older than I was when it happened. And that's fucked up, you know what I'm talking about? That's just... That goes to show you just how old I am. Like, I don't remember the Zodiac Killer, because that was a little bit before my time, I believe, but I do remember all sorts of other crazy things like that. There were all sorts of Harrises and Claybolds and shows and Elliot Rodgers and James Holmes that happened since then. All sorts of other crazy-ass things that happened in this world of ours that deserve the attention, but not necessarily the recognition, because they are infamous, and they will be infamous for their beliefs and ideals and systems of committing to their endeavors. You know what I'm talking about? So, if you're the type of person who likes to read about that stuff, just know that it is a weird hobby to get into, that sort of thing. It's a strange interest to have, and I don't necessarily blame you for having such an interest as that, but just know that some people might shun you, some people might take you not so seriously after a while, and that's just, you know what, if that is the case, and that so be it. You know what, don't let anybody else's opinions and ideas reflect you and what you think about anything. So, I'm gonna go ahead and try and finish this up here real quick. I think I've been rambling on for a little bit too long. So, yeah, okay, we'll hit the blue. I hit the blue. That's what I did. I'm SparkleDart and I hit the blue. And I'd like to go ahead and say goodbye, farewell, Auf Wiedersehen. And yeah, so I'm going to save my game real quick. And then I'm going to say goodbye, mwah!